Welcome in, everyone. This is Amy of AJC Magic TV. Welcome to some late night trivia. Just gonna have some fun. I have Marvel trivia this evening, and if that doesn't work, then we can switch over to another category with the different trivia. So we'll see who all comes in. I'll wait and see. Um, So I do welcome everyone. If not, I will go ahead and do some of the questions. And when you're watching the replay, you can try and answer the questions. And just make sure you leave in the comments to say, hey, how many you got right. Hit that thumbs up button, and also just check out everything. Hello, Addiction Mouse. Thank you for joining. I was gonna do some Marvel trivia. That seems like that's the big topic for a lot of people these days, the different Marvel movies. So why not test your knowledge? We'll just do a few and then we can switch around or see how long everyone goes. Hello, Piglet Roo loves Disney. Welcome in. I do appreciate it, everyone coming in. I know it's late night. I know, although, here it's going on 11 p.m., but I also know it's a little earlier for people in the Central and Mountain and West Coast. So I do welcome everyone in. We are going to do some Marvel questions, so hopefully you know it. If it doesn't go well, I do have other trivia that we could switch to. I was thinking also 80's trivia. We haven't done that in a while. Give different things for different people. So just going to try out the Marvel cards for a little bit, see how it goes, and see how everyone answers. So welcome in. And like I said, I will do the questions for people who are watching the replay, which is much appreciated. And that way you'll have the questions and you can try and answer, and then you'll get the answers. So, hello, welcome in, Mike Wheeler. No problem, Mike. I know you have that storm coming through, and I know you'll want to be prepared in the morning to make sure your house is secure and everything. So please be safe for all my um, Floridians and anybody that's along the coastline, because I believe that's gonna go right up along the coastline. Welcome in, Jonathan Chung. Thank you for joining. We'll go ahead and get started, and people can just start answering as we go along, because we always have people who join in. And these are Marvel questions. We'll start with questions on Captain America, the First Avenger. Captain America, the First Avenger. And if, like I said, people are having trouble answering the questions, we will switch to another form of trivia. Welcome in, Avery. Thank you for joining. But here it is. They are Captain America, the First Avenger questions. So, what is Johann Schmidt also known as? What is Johann Schmidt also known as? Welcome in, Addiction Mouse, which I already said hello before. And Jonathan Chung gets it with the Red Skull. The Red Skull. Way to go, Jonathan. First one to the board. It is the Red Skull. In which country does Schmidt first claim the Tesseract? In which country does Schmidt first claim the Tesseract? Tesseract. In which country does Schmidt first claim the Tesseract? And like I said, these are Captain America, the First Avenger category. Now, I'm not sure if I even have some Marvel people or not, but not Germany, but it is one of the European Not the United States. Not Wakanda. It's not Austria. But you're keep going north. I'll give you choices of either Sweden, Norway, Finland, or Denmark. That clue either one of these countries: Denmark, Norway, Sweden, or Finland. And Avery comes up with the answer with Norway. Norway. Avery was the first one to come in. It is Norway. I also know that I know Gonzo had gone live, so I understand if you like to hop over there, you can very well do so. What organization is Schmidt the head of? What organization is Schmidt the head of? So I guess they're basing these questions on the Red Skull. All the questions, even though it's from Captain America, the First Avenger. And Jonathan Chung gets it with Hydra. With Hydra. But Jonathan Chung gets it with Hydra. Way to go, Jonathan. But it was Hydra. And I'll be pulling these out for every once in a while. Maybe do a surprise Sunday afternoon stream or a Saturday afternoon stream. Try to get more of the Marvel fans. I know it's late and stuff too. And that way it makes it more interesting, more competition. Here we go. Next question. Which doctor assists Schmidt with his work on the Tesseract? Which doctor assists Schmidt with his work on the Tesseract? Dr. Blank. It is Dr. Blank. Not Wendy Lawson. Not Doctor Strange. It does start with a Z. So, which doctor assists Schmidt with his work on the Tesseract? It is Dr. Blank. And the first letter starts with Z, if that helps anybody, or if they remember. Okay, I don't see anybody with the answer, so we'll go on. It is Dr. Zola. Dr. Zola. Now, this is the last question in this category for the Red Skull. Which American city is Schmidt targeting before he is defeated by Captain America? Which American city is Schmidt targeting before he is defeated by Captain America? Okay. Sorry about that. And Addiction Mouse gets it with New York City. New York City, Addiction Mouse. So welcome to the board, Addiction Mouse. But it's NYC. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Avery, but yeah, letter Z, Zola. That's okay, we moved on. Yeah. Yep, but it doesn't hurt to guess because you never know. Okay, here we go. Same thing. Captain America, the first Avenger. What does Steve Rogers try to join 5 times before he is accepted? What does Steve Rogers try to join 5 times before he is accepted? And Addiction Mouse comes in with the army. With the army. Way to go, Addiction Mouse. You're on a roll. But it is the army. Welcome in, Shelly Starwalker. Thank you for joining. We are doing Marvel trivia. And right now we are doing questions on Captain America, the first Avenger. Oh, that's good, Addiction Mouse. Okay, here we go. Next question. For how many years is Steve Rogers encased in ice? For how many years is Steve Rogers encased in ice? 46, 58, or 70? Welcome in, Tina McNeil. Thank you for joining. And 46, 58, or 70 years. And Avery gets it with 70 years. 70 years. Avery gets the point for 70 years. Close, Piglet Roo. But it is 70 years. Next question. Who originally created Captain America's shield? Who originally created Captain America's shield? And Jonathan Chong is on the right path with Stark's father, so I will give him a point. And and Avery came up with the original name of Howard Stark. So a point for Jonathan Chong and a point for Avery for Howard Stark. Way to go. Okay, here we go. Next question. What metal is Captain America's shield made from? What metal is Captain America's shield made from? Yeah, I forgot what his father's first name until I turned it over. But I knew that his dad did that. And Jonathan Chong is on a roll with the vibranium. Vibranium. Jonathan Chong. Yeah, he went back and respelled it. There. Okay, next question. Who helps test the strength of Captain America's shield? Who helps test the strength of Captain America's shield? Who helps test The strength of Captain America's shield. And Piglet Rue loves Disney gets it with Peggy Carter. Welcome to the board, Piglet Rue. Loves Disney. She gets it with Peggy Carter. Way to go. And I hope you're doing well, because I thought I'd seen that you had injured yourself. So hopefully you are doing well. No, that's okay, Addiction Mouse. Sometimes when it's not something that everybody knows, and like I said, people are getting the answers right, but I may switch over here to other questions. Okay. That's good to hear. I'm just seeing most, like the first ones are all Captain America, the first Avenger. We can switch to Captain Marvel. There's Thor, Captain Marvel, Thor, Iron Man, Iron Man 2. The Avengers itself, the overall Avengers. So if any of you guys want a certain one, there's Captain America, the Winter Soldier. We'll go ahead and do Captain Marvel. We'll do 5 questions from Captain Marvel. And then we'll switch over to a whole different category of cards. That way, give everybody a chance. If anybody else is coming in, they may want to play too. Okay, here we go. Where was Nick Fury born? Where was Nick Fury born? What city and state was Nick Fury born? Not New York City. But what city and state was Nick Fury born in? You got half the answer, Jonathan Chung. Not Chicago, Illinois. And it's not Los Angeles, California. And Avery comes up with the answer of Huntsville, Alabama. So a point for Avery for Huntsville, Alabama. Way to go, Avery. What I'll do is give 2 points for Avery, and I'll give 1 point for Jonathan for half the answer. So that way it'd be fair. Okay, next question. What was the name of Nick Fury's childhood cat? What was the name of Nick Fury's childhood cat? On here, it does not say goose. So it's not goose. What was the name of Nick Fury's childhood cat? Not Chewy. Unless he gave it that nickname. but they're looking for something else. It's Mr. Blank. Mr. Blank. And it starts with an S. Mr. Blank. And it starts with the letter S as in Sam. What was the name of Nick Fury's childhood cats? Oh, Avery. I will probably give you the point because you're the only one that's really came up with it. But it is Mr. Snoofers, and Avery gets it. Mr. Snoofers. There we go. Next question. What will Nick Fury not eat if it is cut diagonally? What will Nick Fury not eat if it is cut diagonally? And Avery gets it with toast. With toast. Way to go, Avery. That's a good answer, too, with the sandwiches, but it was toast that they were looking for. How did Nick Fury lose his eye? How did Nick Fury lose his eye? Now, I'm not sure if Goose is part of this answer or not, but I did see this word used in another, whenever you guys were coming up with another name. So I'm not sure if Goose is referred to this particular creature or whatever. But he was scratched by a blank. In the comics, it was a grenade blast. Yeah, this is the actual live action. But he was scratched by a blank. And I know I've seen a couple of you use this answer in another reference. And Avery gets it with the flirkin. Flirkin. So I'm not sure if Goose is the flirkin or if it's something else. But it is a flirkin. But Avery would have gotten it first anyway if they were referring to Goose as that also. Okay, next question. Okay, Jonathan. Thank you. So yeah, Avery would have gotten it anyway because he said Goose first. And then Piglet Roo said it next. Okay, here we go. What threat level as a human male do the Kree declare Nick Fury to be? What threat level as a human male do the Kree declare Nick Fury to be? So the odds of what threat level as a human male does the Kree declare Nick Fury to be? So what type of level? Not a 4. I guess what they're looking for is low, medium, high. So low, medium, high. So it's not an actual number. I guess they're looking for like low, medium, high risk type of thing. And Jonathan Chung gets it with the low because they're saying low to none risk. So Jonathan Chung gets it. And let's do an Iron Man. We'll go ahead and do a category on Iron Man. We finished the Marvel ones. There we go. Iron Man is the category. What is the nickname of the robot that Tony Stark has on fire safety duty during the testing of the Iron Man suit? What is the nickname of the robot that Tony Stark has on fire safety duty during the testing of the Iron Man suit? And Piglet Roo Loves Disney gets it with Dummy. With Dummy. Piglet Roo Loves Disney gets it first. Way to go. Next question. By what name are Tony Stark's captors known? By what name are Tony Stark's captors known as? By what name are Tony Stark's captors known? The first word is the blank blank. So if that helps, it's the blank blank. So the and then two words. Not Ironheart. By what name are Tony Stark's captor known as? Welcome in, Disney Nerd Herders. Thank you for joining. And Avery comes up with it with the 10 rings. The 10 rings. Welcome in, Disney Nerd Herders. These are questions on Iron Man. We'll be switching after this. I'll maybe go back to Disney categories. That way people that are in, or maybe the 80's pop trivia. What is the name of the scientist who helps Tony Stark build his first set of armor? What is the name of the scientist who helps Tony Stark build his first set of armor? And Avery comes up with the answer with Ho Jensen. Ho Jensen. Okay, here we go. With his last breath, what does Ho Jensen tell Tony Stark to do with the rest of his life? With his last breath, what does Ho Jensen tell Tony Stark to do with the rest of his life? You got the first part of it. Don't waste it. Then blank, 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 blank. Don't waste it. And don't blank, blank, blank. And Jonathan Chong gets it. Don't waste it. Don't waste your life. Or I'm sorry, Avery. Avery got it. Avery got it. Sorry. I just happened to see Jonathan's name there. But it is, don't waste it. Don't waste your life. And the last question for the Iron Man. What is the name of the Afghan city where Ho Jensen is from? What is the name of the Afghan city where Ho Jensen is from? And it starts with a letter G. And Avery gets it with Galmera. Galmera. Way to go, Avery. Okay. We'll save the rest of these for whenever I do some trivia during the day. Hopefully bring in some of the Marvel fans. And we'll move on to some other type of trivia. That way, give everybody a chance that want to come in or sitting there lurking like, oh, I don't really know these answers, but I'll watch the stream anyway. But right now, Avery is ahead with 12 points. Jonathan Chong, you have 7 points. Piglet Roo Loves Disney is 2 points. Addiction Mouse is 2 points. So it's anybody's game. We are going to do some 80s trivia. So don't be afraid. Hello, Clutch Cargo. Thank you for joining. And we'll see how everything goes with the 80s trivia. But here we go. Disney Nerder, 0 points. Okay, here we go. What are the 4 colors of the ghosts in the original Pac-Man game? What are the 4 colors of the ghosts in the original Pac-Man game? Addiction Master. So let's see. Red, orange, pink, and blue. And Avery gets it with red, orange, pink, and blue. They are orange. They're red, pink, blue, and orange. And Avery gets the answer correct. So Avery gets the point. As he did red, orange, pink, blue, and pink. But it is red, pink, blue, and orange. Way to go, Avery. Addiction Mouse said green. The Disney Nerders used green also. So they were close. What color was Blinky? And the game Pac-Man, what color was Blinky? The ghost Blinky. What color was he? And Avery gets the answer with red. With red. It was red. Blinky is red. Oh, I said Pinky. Sorry. It is Blinky. Blinky. Okay, here we go. Next question. Oops, everything is math questions, so we don't want to do that. Okay, here we go. Next question. Name this actor or name this person. I was born Lawrence Turreau. I have gone by B.A. Baracus and Clubber Lang. I was a member of a fictional special forces until that starts with the letter A. Who am I? I was born Lawrence Turreau. I have gone by B.A. Baracus and Clubber Lang. I was a member of a fictional special forces unit that starts with the letter A. Who am I? And Addiction Mouse gets it with Mr. T. Way to go, Addiction Mouse. Mr. T. Yes, the A-Team, Mr. T. Yes. So Addiction Mouse gets it. Way to go. Make sure if you haven't already done so that you hit that thumbs up button. It does help out the channel and it is much appreciated. So I do thank everyone. Here is another Who Am I? I am a comedian that emigrated to the US from the Soviet Union. When I came here, I thought, what a country. Who am I? I pity the fool who steals my chain. Yes. I am a comedian that emigrated to the US from the Soviet Union. When I came here, I thought, what a country. Who am I? And Avery comes up with it with Yakov Smirnov. Way to go, Avery. I like Mr. T. He makes green tea. Mrs. T. Yes. Mrs. T. That's a good one, Mike. I like Mrs. T. She makes green tea. Yes. That's not good. Okay, name this movie from these clues. Name these movies from these clues. Hello, Mickey Sightings. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Doing some 80's trivia. We did some Marvel earlier. Some of the people could get it. I just like to mix it up. And that way, if more people join in, there'll be different interests. And I will go back to Marvel. I also have Star Wars trivia. So we'll be going back to that and Harry Potter at some point. But here we go. I'm going to give you clues and name the movie. Baby, Patrick Swayze, Corner, Johnny Castle, and Poconos. What movie is this? Baby, Patrick Swayze, Corner, Johnny Castle, Poconos. And that's surprising that they're saying the Poconos. And the Addiction Mouse gets it with Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing. Way to go, Addiction Mouse. Welcome in, James Ryan. Thank you for joining. But it was Dirty Dancing. No problem. That's what you do. You come in and get the answer. You were close. But addiction, Disney got it first. Or addiction mouse. Sorry, addiction mouse got it first. Okay, here we go. Next question. What was Ronald Reagan's favorite candy? What was Ronald Reagan's favorite candy? And Avery, I will give Avery and Piglet Roo Loves Disney the points for the Jelly Belly and Jelly Beans. And what was his favorite flavor? What was Ronald Reagan's favorite flavor of jelly beans? Didn't know. That was interesting. Yes, he kept a jar on his desk. And I will give Avery and Mike Wheeler a point for the licorice flavor. And you know what? On the last one, James Ryan gets a point because when I looked at the one screen, so Piglet Roo, Avery, and James Ryan. So welcome to the board, James, for the jelly beans. But for the licorice, Mike Wheeler and Avery. His favorite kind, though, is licorice jelly beans. He made Jelly Belly popular. Yes, he did. That's an interesting thing. Okay. Okay, next question. Disney Nerders, 0 points. Start guessing, Charlie or Stacy. I'll have to break out the Disney questions for you. That's what you guys got on your brain. Packing for Disney. I know I would love to be going right now myself, but I know I can't. Okay, here we go. Next question. At the end of the film War Games, what game did Matthew Broderick character instruct the computer to play against itself to learn the concept of a no-win scenario? Welcome in, Monarch Moments. Thank you for joining. Yes, packing. Then you'll have to pack the car up with everything, unless that's part of it. And oh, I'm sure. And Piglet Roo Loves Disney comes in with Tic Tac Toe. Okay, Mike, no problem on that. But Piglet Roo Loves Disney gets it with Tic Tac Toe. Yeah, I'm sure it is Mickey sightings. My sister and her husband will be going down here soon, um, because their daughter lives in the area and stuff. And I know that's the thing there. I'm not sure if they'll get to one of the Disney parks or not because they'll be staying off property and have the tickets and stuff. But they're going to go to Universal because they do have the annual passes for there. But they do want to at least hit one of the Disney parks. So yeah, it'll be interesting and see what she says about if they only get the Disney Springs or whatever. Oh, okay, just the suitcases, yes. But I do welcome everyone in. I know Monarch Moments came in, Disney Nerd Herders, Sean and Mickey Sightings, James Ryan, Jonathan Chong, Avery, Piglet Roo Loves Disney, Mike Wheeler, and I know Shelly Starwalker was in, but just saying hello. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying, Sean, that the crowds seem to be picking up. And what I'm guessing is that the hotel spots aren't taking or aren't given away. They must be opening up spots for pass holders to get something like that morning. So I've been, if you don't already have 3 chosen as a pass holder somewhere else and you just want to play around with the system, you never know. You might be able to get in. Because I've heard a couple streamers that said, I just looked on the app and now I'm going to the Magic Kingdom. So that might be what it looks like. Yeah, and the weekends are pretty well filled with a lot of the stuff. Okay, what was the name of the computer in War Games? What was the name of the computer in the War Games? But I've also heard it'll be busy in the mornings, but if you go later in the evenings, it kind of dies out. So depending on what park it is, it kind of dies out. And Avery comes in with it with WOPR. So I will give him a point, and I will give Piglet Roo. Piglet Roo loves Disney a point for Joshua. Or Joshua. So way to go on that. Okay. Yep, what Avery says. Yeah, we're hearing that the crowds kind of tend to dissipate as the day goes on. Now, I don't know about Hollywood Studios. That seems to stay full most of the time from what I've seen in the streams. But like the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom seem to kind of empty out. But Epcot's open till 9 p.m., but it doesn't open till 11 to 9 p.m. So that might seem to taper off a little bit because it looked like I know when Corey was there and I know when Nick was there, when they went into the festival center there, it didn't seem overly crowded and stuff. And that's the way the Magic Kingdom seems like. The only unfortunately thing for the Magic Kingdom is it closes at 7 p.m. Where I know Epcot only opens at 11, but it stays open till 9 p.m. And Hollywood Studios opens at 10 a.m. and closes at 8 p.m. I am hearing that the guests don't get the 2 p.m. boarding. They tend to, yes, that's what I've heard also. That's that's the only thing for me where the park hopping would be a nice addition if they would start letting people park hop because if I don't get Rise of the Resistance and I already did a full day of all the rides, then what else are you going to do besides go back to your resort and swim? And I believe that's why Disney Springs seems so empty or so crowded in the evenings because everybody needs something to do or wants to do something. But as long as I guess the pools and stuff are open. So that's the only drawback about not being able to hop because I definitely, if I didn't get Rise of the Resistance, I would finish up and want to go to Epcot or something for the evening. Yeah, I'm missing it also, and right now I'm like kind of like, do I really want to torture myself and keep watching this? Because all it does is make me want to go. Okay, here we go. A couple more questions. But it is also fun. But I would love to be there with the low crowds because even a 30-minute wait on something that's normally 2 hours, that's still kind of nice. I have a handicap. Sophie is laying on me while I'm trying to play. Okay, here we go. Next question. Sorry about people who are here playing. Sometimes it's nice to just see what the chat's saying and join in. But here we go. And the only other thing I noticed, and I would probably give advice, is make sure you guys have, if you want to eat in the park at a sit down restaurant or probably any of the sit down restaurants, make sure you have the reservations because it seems like people try to show up at the park and they're looking through the Disney app and they're not able to get into one of the restaurants or walk up for a reservation. So I would make sure if you want to eat at one of the park um, things, I would make sure that you have yourself a reservation because that seems like a lot of people. I've watched a couple vloggers and YouTubers try to walk up at Skipper Canteen and they're like, sorry, you have to go on we're only taking things from the app, and then they can't get we just booked via Napoli with James Ryan. Yeah, that, like I said, with that, because they're not, I guess if they have room or it's not all full, they may take you, but it seems like they're turning people away if you haven't gotten the reservations. And then it seems like if you don't have that and then you're trying to get into the couple of the fast food places that they have available, you have to make sure you order it on the app and they're busy, and you go outside and they don't let you into those places until your order is ready. So that was the only thing. And then they end up, like, if you're off property, I guess you could just say, well, we'll just go somewhere else on the way out, you know. But if you're on property, it might be a little harder unless you have a car and you want to not, especially if you don't really want to go out for the Disney bubble. Oh, wow, that's good. That's good. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Here we go. In 1986, what new flavor did Doritos debut on the store shelves? In 1986, what new flavor did Doritos debut on the store shelves? And Addiction Mouse gets it with the Cool Ranch. Addiction Mouse gets it with the Cool Ranch Doritos. Welcome in, whatever happened. Thank you for joining. It was the Cool Ranch Doritos. Man, Garrett, you even guessed it, but you were in third. Way to go. Okay, I'm going to put a picture. According to the popular PSA in the 80's, what are we looking at? According to the popular PSA in the 80's, what are we looking at? I remember this commercial, they cracked the eggs during this PSA. And Addiction Mouse got it with Your Brain on Drugs. Way to go, Addiction Mouse. It was Your Brain on Drugs. What were these commonly called? What were these commonly called? What type of boots were these? What were they commonly called? I knew lots of people had those. They were a type of snow boot, but they were called blank boots. And they kind of, why they called them, because you might have wore them if you went to the blank. But they were called blank boots. And they kind of look like astronaut boots. So that gives you a clue. But yeah, they were snow boots, but they were a specific type of snow boots. And Avery gets it with moon boots. Moon boots. And I will give Disney Nerd Herders a point. So welcome to the board, Disney Nerd Herders. For moon boots. Now you got a point, Disney Nerd Herders. You have 1 point. Okay. Unless you don't want the point. No, you and Avery got the moon boots. And so when the score kind of goes out higher for some point people, I try to help. I usually go to the second person also, to kind of make the game fun and everything. Because right now Avery's at like 20 points. So, and the next person is in the like 7-point range. So this way it just helps keep the game interesting. So you got 1 point. Okay, here we go. It is a spelling question. Spell Hasselhoff. Spell Hasselhoff like in David Hasselhoff. But you just have to spell the Hasselhoff. And Avery gets it first. I will give a point to Avery, but there is 1 letter missing out of their name, and it is silent. But on Hasselhoff, there is a letter in there that is silent. I'll give Avery a point, but if somebody else comes up with or if he comes back with the correct spelling, but there is a silent letter in his name if anybody would care to try. But on Hasselhoff, and that 1 letter I think is silent unless I'm spelling his name wrong. It's not an extra L. There is a letter F in there. There is a letter F. It's spelled HASSELFHOFF. Yeah, and here they have this is how they spell it on this card. And maybe they have it spelled wrong. But that's how I never seen it spelled that way either. So I will just go ahead and give Avery the point for Hasselhoff because I never seen the F in there before either. So that could be wrong. Yeah, I know. That's weird. So maybe that was his original spelling and then got rid of it. I don't know. But you still got the point, Avery. You got the first point, and Addiction Mouse gets the second point. Yeah, it could have been. Okay, on this one, listen, because I'm going to assign a letter to the names of the people. So put these Mike Tyson's Punch Out opponents in the order that you fight them on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Put these Mike Tyson Punch-Out opponents in the order that you fight them on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Letter A is Soda Popinski. Letter B is King Hippo. Letter C is Glass Joe. And letter D is Mike Tyson. I'm going to say it again because nobody so far has the right letter in the first place. So put these Mike Tyson Punch-Out opponents in the order that you fight them on Nintendo Entertainment System. Letter A is Soda Popinski. Letter B is King Hippo. Letter C is Glass Joe. And letter D is Mike Tyson. I will say that letter B and A are not the first letters. And there are a few of you that have the first letter correct, but then your next two letters are backwards. And the Disney Nerd Herders gets it with C, Glass Joe, B, King Hippo, A, Soda Popinski, and D, Mike Tyson. So the Disney Nerd Herders gets it. Kind of hippo is first. But the Disney Nerd Herders, way to go. It is CBAD. CBAD. And it looks like it was the Disney Nerd Herders and James Ryan for the next point. So those guys got it. Yeah, Charlie's on a roll, 2 points. Okay, we did that one. Okay, here we go. Okay, Mike, have a great evening. And I will see you tomorrow in the chats. Have a good night, Mike. Stay safe. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, name this product. High top, sneaker, inflate, basketball, air. Name this type of product or the actual name of the tennis shoes. High top, sneaker, inflate, basketball, air. Not Air Jordans. I guess another company must have came out with something similar. Good night, Mike Wheeler. And some of you guys got part of the answer correct, but you need the name of the company that came out with them. But a high top sneaker, inflate, basketball, air. And it isn't the Nike company. Okay, Reebok blanks. They are Reeboks. And Avery gets it with Reebok pumps and Addiction mouse. gets it with the Reebok pumps. Okay, a couple more questions and then I will go ahead and end the evening. But here we go. What type of dance is this? Parachute, worm, robot, spin, city. What type of dancing was this? The parachute, worm, robot, spin, city. When did you, what type of competition dance would you do those at? Parachute, worm, robot, spin, city. Not hip hop, but in those days, it probably would be considered hip hop. And Disney Nerd Herders comes up with it. Breakdancing and Mickey's Sightings is the other one. Breakdancing. Way to go, Sean. Welcome to the board. And way to go, Disney Nerd Herders. And Charlie. But it was breakdancing. I think we did all these ones. Okay, here we go. Another question. And I will give letters again, but I'll say them. But put these items in order from least to most expensive when they were released. Put these items in order from least to most expensive when they were released. A. Sony Walkman. B. Commodore 64. C. Nintendo Game Boy. D. Speak and Spell. So put these items in order from least to most expensive when they were first released. A. Sony Walkman. B. Commodore 64. C. Nintendo Game Boy. Letter D. Speak and Spell. So it's the least to the most expensive. And James Ryan gets it with letter D, which is the Speak and Spell. Letter C, which is the Game Boy. Up, he messed up. Sorry. You were close. Jonathan has it mixed up too, although he has the first and second, or first and last one right. And I just gave away the other answers, so whoever types fast enough. And Avery was one, and the Disney Nerd Herders. Oh, no, the Disney Nerd Herders mixed up the A and the C. So. But right now, Avery gets it. The Commodore 64 was a computer. And James Ryan. So it is the Avery, which is the Speak and Spell, which was letter D. Letter C, Nintendo Game Boy. Letter A, Sony Walkman. And letter B as the Commodore 64. The Commodore 64 was a computer. We actually had the Commodore 64 when I was in high school. That was like one of the first computer type of items that came out. So Avery, and yeah, there was the Commodores back then also. But yeah, the Commodore 64 was like one of the first computers that came out. But yeah, there was the Commodore's disco. Okay, here we go. We'll do a couple more questions and then we will end the evening. If you grew up in the 80s, chances are you had a VCR in your home. What does VCR stand for? What does VCR stand for? Yes, there was good games on the Commodore, Jonathan. And Mickey's Sightings and Disney Nerd Herders get it with video cassette recorder. So Disney Nerd Herders and Mickey's Sightings get it with video cassette recorder. Just making sure. Yeah, he was further down. So Disney Nerd Herders and Mickey Sightings. Way to go. Pops, I put VHS. Video home system, yes. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, you're close. When you put in the other video conference recording, yes. Okay, we'll go with two more questions and then I will end the evening. Okay, I am warned by Mel Gibson in the film Lethal Weapon. Some people like to call me a Kentucky waterfall. Even though I like to party, I am all business in the front. What am I? I am warned by Mel Gibson in the film Lethal Weapon. Some people like to call me a Kentucky waterfall. Even though I like to party, I am all business in the front. What am I? Okay, and whatevers and Disney Nerd Herders get it with a mullet. Whatevers and Disney Nerd Herders gets it with a mullet. And welcome to the board, whatevers. Garrett, family friendly. Remember that, Garrett. Okay, let's see if anybody can get this. Who was the original judge on the People's Court? Who was the original judge on the People's Court? A. Judge Judy. B. Judge Joseph Wapner. C. Judge Reinhold. Or D. Judge Ed Cope. I will give Avery and the Addiction Mouse and Garrett a point. So Avery, Addiction Mouse, and Monarch Moments, the point for Judge Wampner. And Avery got the full name of Judge Wampner. Wampner. Way to go. Okay, guess this movie. This is the last question of the night. I'm sorry, I know I just said that for this one, but this will be the last question. We'll see if anybody can get this. It is name this movie. Littlefoot, Ducky, Petrie. These are characters in the movie. Name this movie. Littlefoot, Ducky, Petrie are characters in what movie? Avery and Whatevers gets it with The Land Before Time. Avery and Whatevers gets it with Land Before Time. Way to go, gentlemen. Or ladies. Okay. Our big winner this evening is, let's see, Avery and Whatever's got it. Our big winner this evening is Avery with 25 points. Our second place winner is Addiction Mouse with 9 points. Jonathan Chong had 7 points. Piglet Roo Loves Disney and Disney Nerd Herders had 5 points. James Ryan had 3 points. Mickey's Sightings, Whatevers, had 2 points. Mike Wheeler and Monarch Moments had 1 point. So congratulations, Avery. Good job to everyone. I do thank you. Hopefully you guys all hit that thumbs up button. It does help out the channel. I do go live on Wednesday at 6 p.m. and we may talk about Disney, do some trivia, talk about Orlando in general, maybe see what happens with after the storm goes through and talk about that. And I know, a lot of other people are gearing up for their trips that are coming up here in August. I'm super jealous. Hopefully by the fall or late fall, I will be able to get a trip in. If not, then hopefully in the springtime, I'll get to go down. I would love to try to get in before my annual pass does expire. Um, so I'm hoping sometime in the fall, that way I at least gets a little bit more out of the extension of my annual pass, because I know I would have been using it at least 2 or 3 times before that whole shutdown happened. So it was great. Thank you all for coming and with the sleepover with Avery. See you guys all in the chats. I do thank everyone for coming in. Have a great night and let the adventures begin. Thank you, everyone. Good night and see you in the chats.